Pretty and gritty, home of Biggie and Diddy. Come on, holla at me if you're feeling proud. This where the people move a mile a minute with stylish gimmicks. Come on, if you with it, man, say it loud. New York. The feeling is right, I'm stealing the night. Guided by Lady Liberty's light. So if you're trying to win the rat race, keep it moving fast paced. Always keep your dreaming in sight. Now, this where the nation unites. This where the pop melts. You from the bottom, now you drinking from the top shelf. Times change, but you always remember. Used to take the J train, never use it as a cop out. So put your hands up high, put them in the air. You sitting courtside of Madison Square. Got a view of the Brooklyn Bridge, the best city, man. You know what it is. I'm talking New York City.
Alright, good morning everybody. This is day number 15 of your 56 To Recomp Trainer. We're going to flex the abs right now and flex the chest, and we are going to check our weight today. Today, because I'm 71 pounds, okay, so we're just fluctuating a little bit. It's no big deal, guys, okay? Don't worry about that. So, let's go hit upper back. Let's get this spine up where it needs to be. I'll see you guys later. God, I'm so tired. I work a double today.
My lower back is so sore. We're supposed to train quads and calves today, so because you know when you squat, it uses a lot of the load on the spine and the obliques. So let's get started. We are training upper back today, specifically the latissimus dorsi. Upper trapezius is probably going to get hit. The rhomboids, the rear delts. We've got to get all those patternly aligned, so there's no up here, and put it right in between my armpit and my rear delt, and kind of just rotate up back and forth. Can't really do it on this angle, but that's kind of my 2 cents when it comes to foam the lats. We're in here to smash upper back and calves and obliques, so I will see you guys in there. We're going to start on the weighted pull-up, and then we're going to move on over to a barbell row. From there we're going to work on our unilateral portion of the series. So I was up a little bit last night again after work at 12:30 till like 2 a.m. so I'm a little tired today. Guys, focus, get your head in the game. This is not going to be easy, but you know what, each day is a new reward. Each day is a new stepping stone on to the next workout. So remember that every day that we complete is a step towards a better body. Think of it like that, alright? Fucking pull-ups are on. Let's go. First kind of warm-up set, I just warmed up here in a lat pull down. Did about 20 repetitions touching to my chest and behind my head. Alright guys, our first warm-up set is pull-ups. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions to failure, or as many as you can. Here I am performing about 15 to 20, keeping some energy in the tank for the following weighted pull-ups that we're going to perform. Alright guys, for our first working set, here I have a 40-pound dumbbell in between my feet. I'm performing 8 repetitions, then again dropping the dumbbell and squeezing at the top as shown here. For our next working set, we have a 65-pound dumbbell in between my feet. I'm performing 4 to 5 repetitions, squeezing at the top, allowing my rear delts and lats to engage. Be sure at the top of every rep to squeeze your lats. Now pyramiding back down, here I have the 40-pound dumbbell again, performing another 8 repetitions to failure, using the rest pause to reach my targeted reps, as I was unable to get 8. We did one warm-up set, 15 repetitions, one set of 8, one set of 3 to 5, 65, another set of 8. Now we're going back down, pyramiding. So that's how this exercise goes. Now for the final drop set or working set, here I'm performing 5 to 6 very slow repetitions, allowing my lats to slowly stretch and engage. Next exercise is a barbell row. Here I'm warming up with 20 repetitions, 135 pounds plated. The next working set shown is 185 pounds, performed for another 10 to 15 repetitions. Now on to our next set of 10 repetitions. Here I have on 285 pounds. Thanks to the gym buddy next to me, he was willing to record me do this movement. I can actually see my back motion and how far I'm bending. Perform this exercise again for 8 to 10 repetitions to failure, using rest pause if needed. Now pyramiding back down, here is 225, perform for another 10 repetitions. The weight is then racked. I stripped off the 45s on each end and performed another 10 repetitions with 135, performing rest pause as needed. Now for our second rowing exercise, moving on over to a seated row. Here I have just on 2 plates aside, getting a feel for the weight, performing 10 to 15 repetitions. My next working set shown, I have on 3 plates aside, performing another 10 repetitions to failure. Now that our back is completely pumped with all the exercises we have done, I then moved on to the unilateral portion of the session, performing 1 arm rows, 4 to 5 repetitions each to prime my body for the oncoming exercises that we are going to perform. I then did another set of 1 arm unilateral rows, each performing 5 to 6 repetitions per side, stripping off each plate, doing drop sets of 10 repetitions each. Shortly after drinking my intro workout, we moved on over to a single arm T-bar row, superset with a landmine row. Perform 10 reps per side. Now moving on to our next set, I performed 8 to 10 repetitions per side and also performed the landmine row that will be shown from each angle here. I tried to really engage the lats, not using so much of a pull with the biceps, and tried to keep my core as tight as possible, being I have the sciatica. Next, I decided to hop on over to a seated cable row just to prime my body for the oncoming inverted rows that we are going to perform as shown here. The hardest part for me was getting a grip either on the side of the Smith machine or on the ground to actually angle my body to pull myself up properly. I tried my best to engage the lats and the rear delts in this movement. As you can see, I'm using a lot of body motion as I'm really fatigued. I then burned out with double arm inverted rows to failure. Alright amigos, now that latissimus dorsi is completely smashed, we're moving on over to a barbell shrug. I performed 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, warming up with 135, moving on to 185 and 225, then all the way back down. After that, my neck was pretty pumped. I moved on over to a cable upright row as shown, picked a given weight for 10 repetitions, then reduced the weight, performed a drop set for another 6 to 8, performed this for 2 sets. And as I like to call it, you know, the icing on the cake. Here we're moving on to the obliques. I performed a side sit-up. If you have access to this machine, it's fine. If not, you can always do sit-ups on the decline bench using a crossover, bringing your elbow onto the other knee. Superset this with a side leg lift, 10 repetitions per side.
Kids, we're approaching the end of our workout. We're doing our oblique sit-ups right now on these. This is a killer. Ooh, I'm getting real tired, but, God, I'm glad I finished this workout. I felt like shit this morning. Good job, guys.
I like to use this as a core movement for the obliques. Now that they're completely warmed up from the sit-ups, we're moving from a landmine twist. Here I have on a 35 and a 45. Next, we move on over to the final exercise for the day, a seated calf raise. Perform 3 sets of 20 to 25 repetitions with a given weight of your choice. If you don't have access to this machine, you can also use a Smith machine or...
So I just wrapped up 20 minutes on the Stairmaster regular circuit, going on levels from 6 to 8 ranging. Now I'm just doing a level 2 because this is the cooldown it recommends, but there's the amount of steps we did. So just cooling down on the remaining 5 to 10 minutes that we got left. And the reason why I enjoy this steady state cardio is because it's very easy on my body. Because the workouts are so taxing. I'll wrap this up quick. Good job today, guys. I'm working a 12-hour shift today, so I'm not going to be able to get the evening cardio in. Unfortunately today, I'm going to have to make up for it tomorrow. So I guess I'll be doing it at 2 in the morning. Alright, 24 minutes done. I think that's good for today.